Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Today's a day that we've been looking forward to since all the way back to the end of FC 25. Guys, it is preseason rewards day in FC 26. We're going to be getting those packs, those celebrations, those evolutions that we earned back in FC 25 here today in FC 26. And what does it mean for the market? We're going to talk about that today and so much more related to the market because my goodness, is it not going how we thought it was going to? After a week of hopeful rises, right? That was the plan. The exact opposite has happened. We're in absolute chaos on this market right now. Panic selling reigned supreme yesterday as everybody started selling cards, as prices started dropping, and it just tumbled out of control. And now the market is literally so low that it's absolutely crazy. But what happens next? What is EA going to do to this market, by the way, to help it out? Because this is not going really along the lines of how they said they wanted the FC26 market to work as well. We've got even more to cover beyond that. We've got a max 87 hero pack that is coming tomorrow, and even team 2 of ratings reload has been leaked already. Guys, let's get into it. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you're new. Of course, let's get things started by looking over yesterday's content on Monday, where it was pretty simple. 2 SBCs and the gauntlet. The 2 SBCs were the 78 plus times 2 upgrade pack, which is the exact same upgrade pack we had last week. 6 rare golds, 1 common gold. Just try a couple of these as you move throughout the week with the packs and the fodder that you're able to obtain. You might get a walkout like I did yesterday. My very first one, an 89 rated Russo, just walked out of this pack, which is great for crafting other player SBCs like the Kane and the Pulisic that I need to make some progress on. But yesterday's player SBC was something you don't really even have to grind for. It was Mateta, 283 rated squads, 1 team of the week required. Very easy to complete, and honestly a very interesting card. This is a card I think most of us should be doing, not just for the French Premier League links, but for 25k you get a 52% upvoted, 90 physical, 94 strength to be exact, 96 jumping, 89 finishing and shot power. Interesting striker, fun striker. Yeah, might be a bit of a truck in game, but I think there's a place and a time for these cards in this game. It may not be the most popular meta, but I think headers, especially with the precision header playstyle, press proven and the enforcer working together with his strength and his target forward plus role, this guy might actually be a fun, interesting card to use in the Gauntlet squad just as a sub off the bench. And for 25,000 coins, you literally cannot go wrong. So that one I think is really fun. I haven't tried him out too much. I'm going to use him more today as I go through more Gauntlet games and maybe get into some rivals as well. But like seriously, that's the value of an SBC that we like right now. The Arda Güler for the card that he was, fantastic. The Mateta for the card he is, fantastic as well. Very well priced SBC so far. Not all of them, but a lot of them during this promo, and Mateta continues that. Now, the biggest part of content yesterday was, of course, the Gauntlet. Ultimate Gauntlet 2, second time around. It's the exact same as the first time. You get 3 rounds and you get 2 entries. So it's 6 games per day. No matter how many you win or lose, everybody is playing 6 games. Of course, the goal is to use each of your 3 teams and win each of your 3 games. Again, reminder, this is the mode where after you use one team and the bench, they are no longer usable for the next round. After that team in the next round, all those players are no longer usable in the third round. So we have to have 3 separate fully complete teams to play the gauntlet each and every day. And I was able to, first time through yesterday, win all 3 games and get the perfect round reward. This is kind of the chase right here, right? It is Joof and the ratings reload evolution. Now we're going to talk about that again here in a second, but everybody should be playing this gauntlet. Number one, it's fun just to use the different squads. It's still probably one of the most fun game modes so far this year. Maybe the most fun for me, at least personally, just because it's unique and interesting. And the rewards here are also very worth playing for. Just playing 12 games, which, guys, there's 24 games possible. 6 games per day, 4 days that we can play this gauntlet. 24 games possible. You got to play 12 to get an 83 times 3, win 12 to get an 84 by 2. There's an 82 by 7 here for winning 9, and 81 by 5. These are some really nice packs that we are all going to want to get with those rating guarantees. And of course, you got the evolutions in here as well. You got Tiki Taka Plus for a max 83 rated card just for winning 2 games. There's also that CDM DLP plus evolution consumable that is in there as well. Now, again, for winning the perfect round, this Juve card I don't think is as great as the Kudus that we had last time around. Still a decent card, good for club depth, maybe useful in the gauntlet after you win this card. But with this ratings reload evolution consumable, guys, EA made a very big mistake that they had to correct very fast. And about an hour or so after content, it was figured out that that evolution consumable did not exclude these silver superstar icons. Even though if you look in game, it says excluding World Tour silver superstars, when you actually went to look at that Evo consumable, it let you put those icons into it, which is crazy, right? Because EA has been excluding these icons from Evos for this entire first season of the game because they want us to keep these cards as silvers. But this just showed the potential that these icons have to be Evo'd once we get out of this first season and into season 2. Everybody's going to want to Evo these cards because everybody was trying to play the gauntlet, myself included, to get this, to have the opportunity to boost these cards. Because look, you have a Garincha that could go from a 70 rated to an 83 through some of the evolutions that we have right now. Like the Charlton, the Eusebio, there's some crazy Evo combos. So if you were able to actually get this evolution consumable and change the card type of your silver superstar player, your icon, and you're able to evo them, GG's, you have a very rare card in this game. But once season 2 comes out, this is something we're going to be talking about for sure in the future. These icons are going to be very, very popular Evo cards for a long time unless EA continue to restrict them. Now, there is also a conversation to be had about keeping these icons, you know, unevolved, keeping them as silver so that you can continue to use them in silver tournaments as we have them throughout the year, which I think is a decent opportunity and a decent, smart move in the way that EA probably intends this to work. But also, you think about seeing some of these cards through evolutions. Ooh, they're going to be insane. They're icons. They feel like icons in game too. Like I've used Charlton. Man, he feels insane. So that's the situation there. It is not working anymore. I should mention this. I actually won the gauntlet and won 3 games in a row. And I checked it right after and it was not working. If we go check the Evo right now, it does say that it excludes the World Tour Silver Superstars items. So that no longer does work. But that's kind of what you're looking for. And I guess it's a good reminder too that when we get these Evos, we should be checking to make sure that it says must not be World Tour Silver Superstars, because if EA do mess up and they forget, all it takes is one quick change of the card design and then your silver icon would have fit into any of these evolutions. Of course, that the other requirements would be met for them as well. Now, let's talk about the biggest story, guys, which is the market. You see my coins are a little bit down. I didn't lose that many coins yesterday, but yesterday was a day of coin losses. Again, so unexpected because we were hoping, and as we saw last week, we were hoping that the market would rise out of the weekend as people got coins, they built teams. It was such a nice way for the market to rise last week. We thought we had something nice on our hands, but were we actually in a bubble in the market for the first 4 weeks of this game, guys? After 2 weekend leagues, we have the biggest market crash of the year that was honestly driven by a lot of panic. There was a lot of panic selling that happened yesterday. Right before content, we were seeing prices drop. And then into the evening, today on Tuesday, but it was yesterday on Monday, oh my gosh, did we see the absolute just flood of players listing up cards on the market. And I'm trying to answer the question, why did this happen? And it is a little bit of a mystery, but it seems like it's a lot of different things that are happening on this market at one time, all at once. And that's the reason why this market is dropping as much as it is. And also, it's really kind of exposing a flaw in this market that EA said they were going to not let happen this year. Now, first of all, why is the market dropping? I think the very easy and broad answer for that is there's less demand. There is more supply too, but there's less demand as well. If you think about it, as we mentioned yesterday, one of the things I said I was a little worried about, but I wasn't this worried about, is the fact that we're all getting a lot of SP. We're getting farther in the season pass, so players at level 30 and level 35, like the Kobe Mainu, the Gallagher, and of course the level 40 cards, the Wanyeri. These are good cards that go into our teams right now, and either it's your main squad or your second squad. Like, this is taking away the spot of a player who you maybe had to purchase off of the market before to have a competitive player in your squad. We've had recent SBCs like the Arda Güler, like the Semenyo and the Bakayoko player pick, the Mateta yesterday. A lot of good value cards recently in the SBCs. And we've had decent evolutions too. The 2 10,000 coin Evos for the center back and for the midfielder have created cards that are at least semi-usable that some of us may be putting to our teams right now as well. Now, also a part of the whole less demand scenario You could absolutely say that like a game like Battlefield 6 coming out is taking away some of the gameplay demand of FC26. I'm not oblivious to that at all. I think there is probably some truth to that point. But man, just seeing the price drops that we saw yesterday, unbelievable. Look at Reinders. Reinders is 79,000 coins. He started the day yesterday over 100K. He was 105,000 coins. The market actually went up a little bit yesterday into Monday. It went down into content, nothing crazy, and then boom, just absolutely nuked. Right now, the market is looking like you see these prices. Verts is 125K. He's still going down. It is insane. It is insane how much these prices have dropped. And the question is now, will it rebound? Is this just a one huge day of panic selling, or are prices going to actually stay low like this? Is this market not going to recover? Now, I'd like to say that price is going to rebound a bit because I've started investing in some cards. I'm trying to flip some cards because when you see big panic scenarios like this, it often does bring you great opportunities to trade. I've already had a very successful flip here of trading with a Barbo. I bought 5 Barbos for 168 to 170,000 coins, sold them all for 190, right? So that was a great flip. However, this is just making me coins back after I lost probably 150K total yesterday on Eki TKs, on failed flips, and stuff like that. On these gold cards, it got absolutely cooked. Guys, I sold Alvarez for 77K on Sunday morning, and I just bought him for 51, and he's out of packs. That's crazy, right? So I do believe the market can rebound a little bit. It might go a little lower, though, this morning. Like, as you guys are watching this video, I would not be surprised if cards are dipping back down a little bit further. Then maybe we have a bit of a bounce after that, because I do believe that a lot of this market drop-off that we've seen is due to panic, and is due to a lot of people just seeing the market drop, and they're like, oh my goodness, it's tanking. So they get out, and that just causes undercuts and undercuts, undercuts, and that just keeps going and going and going. But the problem with the market is, and why I mentioned that maybe this market was, or maybe we were living in a market that really was in a bubble for the first couple weeks of the game, was the fact that just it's harder to get coins this year. Sure, you can trade and you can make coins, but just grinding the game through rewards, it's a lot more difficult compared to last year, 100%. This is my tweet from way back in the beginning of September when we were looking at the rivals or the champs rewards comparison for 15-0. Beginning of FC 25 versus 26. Instead of 200,000 coins, you get 85,000 this year. And you still get some tradable packs that are pretty good, but this goes into the whole effect of the slower power curve scenario that EA talked about from the beginning of the game. But since EA is giving out so many less coins through rewards, it feels like the market just doesn't have the coins to keep up. You know, a Arda Güler SBC comes out that's 60,000 coins, and that's a great card, and everybody wants to do it. Well, you know, where's the fodder coming from, most likely, because we're early into the game still. Sure, maybe you could craft that pretty easy from the club since it was super cheap, but some of these other player SBCs, like, think about it, the market's really started dropping more since Pulisic, Kane, Erling Haaland, Mbappe, and the good other players, even the hero matchday picks like the Guti, and the one that we had the first time around with Alex Scott. Of course, the ratings reload pick number 1. We're going to have another one of those. There's just a lot of SBCs that are out right now that are draining coins off the market as well, since people don't have a ton of fodder from rewards, since the rewards for rivals and stuff like that don't even feel worth playing sometimes. And I'm glad that EA buffed the gauntlet rewards a little bit this week to actually make it feel like we can get some untradables in our club. But with the lack of fodder to do SBCs, we end up using coins, and that's another reason we mentioned before why the market is dropping. There's less demand for players because people are filling their teams with SBC cards. But that's the problem with the market in total, I think, is that there's just way less coins. This is the example that I obviously think about. Gerrard, icons this year, right? Gerrard's been around 300,000 coins, 330 to 390 the entire first month of the game, since we're almost a month into this game now, right? Last year, Steven Gerrard and almost all icons had a graph that just went up. And a lot of people this year were like, oh, Nate, I'm going to invest in icons and make a ton of money. And I was like, not so fast. We don't have as many coins. And that is exactly coming true. This Gerrard was only 300K for the first weekend of FC25. And by the time we get to the end of October, he almost doubled in price, and most icons did that last year. And this year, he's really only dropped. It's just a difference year over year and the amount of coins that this market has. And a lot of people are taken to EA and the comments they made. Remember in the interviews that we had with Foot Economist in Vancouver, he was saying that he wanted golds to last longer and that new releases in promo teams are not going to become as outdated in your squad as quickly. That was the whole point. And I think a lot of us took that also as the probably from a market standpoint, prices would not drop off as much as the gold cards would be lasting longer and more usable longer. Well, here we are, less than a month into a game, and the market has had one of its craziest crashes, and prices have not held up super well at all. So that's the part that just feels frustrating with this, man. Like, you look at the prices of these cards and you're like, it's frustrating when you lose coins. I 100% feel that with you guys. I totally agree. I lost coins yesterday. You buy somebody for your team on Sunday thinking that you're good, and then 2 days later, they've dropped 20, 30% in price. It's just very frustrating, and I don't understand why EA don't act more on this, because every single year when we have big market crashes in October and in November, there's so many people that just end up saying, I'll wait to play until team of the year, because they know that they're cooked. They know that they're cooked because they didn't spend, enough time or money on the game to feel like they could keep up and get enough coins to keep up with people. This game already feels more pay to win than previous ones because it's harder to get coins. And now you put a market crash in like this, which just makes people more upset because they lose coins in their team. And that just does not do good things. Don't go spend FC points, guys, because the market crashed. We will make coins off of this, all right? I'm going to talk about making coins today because there is some more content upcoming that can probably make us some coins. Now, I think the market, again, back to the rebound question, I think the market can bounce back. And like I've always talked about, guys, when there are market crashes, it's all about your mindset. I lost big coins on NKTK. I did not want to sell him, but I'm glad that I did, because now he's 200,000 coins flat, and I'm ready with my coins that I do have to go and make some moves. Because when you lose coins, my biggest advice to you is just kind of forget about it as soon as you can, move on as soon as you can, and get back to the next investment into the best buy. Think about it, have full confidence in it, or just get onto trading where there's a lot less risk. But if you want to make a team and start buying some cards, what I would tell you to do is between today and tomorrow, before Rivals rewards, I think you just got to take a look at the market and you got to decide for yourself, is this a price that I'm okay with? Is this card who's dropped off this much somebody who's still going to be used by a lot of people on this game? Even if the card drops down a little bit more and you buy it near the low, but it goes up more after Rivals rewards on Thursday, that would still be a good scenario, and I still believe that Thursday can bring that to the market. So if you do want to buy a team, if you sold off and you got your coins and you're looking at these prices like, Nate, I think they're too cheap, you can absolutely do that. I'm a little bit skeptical today of the market just shooting straight back up in prices. I think we'll see some dips and then maybe a bit of a slower rise back. Like, I'm getting a little risky here. I bought a Elise for 246,000 coins. This dude is mega rare, and he was 320K yesterday. So if he goes back up to like 280, I am happy. I will take that flip. Now, he also could go down to like 220 and I could be cooked again. So I'm risking it, and maybe you don't want to do that. But I think today should give us a better understanding of how the market's going to move for the rest of the week based on how much panic selling there is, or if the market starts to rebound back. Now, another reason, moving on into the leaks and news that we have right now, that the market could be dropping as well. I don't think this is that big of a reason because we've already had a hero pack in the game recently, but it's the Max 87 Hero SBC that was leaked yesterday early. He said the icon is a total hoax, and look at Foot Police. He's like, the market's gonna go up. Bruh, look at what's happened, bro. Max 87 Hero SBC will be coming tomorrow. He says if you see this, you'll get a W player. Guys, I know that we're getting fodder today from these free packs from FC25. Don't do this SBC, man. Do a player SBC that gives you a guaranteed card, okay? Guaranteed cards greater than gamble packs 100% of the time. Sure, Max 87 means that you could pack a couple more cool heroes from this. Who are the heroes that are added in with this? I think Foot Sheriff tweeted out Yap Stam, Yaya Toure, Hamshik, Zé Roberto. You're not getting any of those, man. It's going to be the same Campos, Dempsey, name all those, Nor. Those sorts of cards are going to be the ones that you pack from this 100%. So, however, while we may be skipping that SBC, a lot of people will not be, and I think fodder is the investment that you can still make right now, because with that leak and with the other SBCs that are out there looking interesting still, and a couple of other SBC leagues in terms of players, you bid on 85s for like 3.6K. You bid on 86s for under 7. You bid on 87s for under 10. And I think you can actually make some profit lazy selling and also just seeing those fodder prices go up a little bit with this Hero SBC and other content that isn't coming. And we'll talk more about that in just a second as well with the free packs that are getting handed out today. This SBC is still probably going to move fodder prices a little bit. That's my favorite investment right now, and it feels way safer than being on the rest of the market trying to do flips with cards that go into teams, again, with all the panic that we have. Now, we got to keep moving through things, guys. Let's talk about the big news, because anytime there's packs incoming for us, whether we did the work for them or they're free, it's a big deal. And we did the work for these preseason packs back at the end of FC25 when all of us were, or some of us were playing FC25 at the end game and just like, man, can this be over? Can we please get to FC26? Well, the work that we did then, we get to reap the rewards today. The carryover rewards from the preseason promo are going to drop today, guys. They should drop at the content time right away. When we get our release of content, we should be seeing those in the store. All you have to do is log into, I think it says the console. Yeah, probably going to have to log into console. I do not believe you'd be able to do this on the web app. They said it may take some time for rewards to appear on your account. The number one thing I want to tell you guys is today, there also could be some mistakes with this. Last year, I did all of the rewards for a carryover from FC24 to FC25, and I didn't get all the packs right away. That may be the case. Again, EA will EA. So just be careful with that, because there could be some packs that we're missing out on today. But these are all the rewards that are incoming. We've got Icon and Hero Loan player picks. We've got the big 84x5 and 82.5 and 81.7 and 83.3 and 80 plus times 10 times 2. They're all untradeable. However, this is still going to have some market impact, in my opinion. I don't think this is going to cause like players from Ratings Reload Team 1 or gold cards to really crash a whole lot. Maybe some of like the 83 rated and below could get hurt a little bit in price as you pack them untradeable through one of these packs. But what I really think is going to happen is, and the reason I say this is because this is what I'm looking forward to this fodder for. When I get this fodder today, I'm going and doing some freaking SBCs, man, because I need this fodder to be able to complete the cards and maybe the packs. If it's for you, you want to do this hero pack or whatever, like whatever SBCs you want to do, we're all in need of this fodder right now. And this is going to allow us to go and do more of those. Now, am I going to pack a lot of walkouts from these packs? Probably not. I still need a couple more walkouts to finish off this first Harry Kane squad. What am I going to do after I get 1 or 2 walkouts if I'm lucky? I'm going to go buy the last 1 or 2 that I need, right, to get the SBC done. That can drain a little bit of coins from the market, and that can make fodder prices go up. That's another reason why I like fodder, because today, with free packs being given out with untradeable packs and untradeable fodder, that's going to make more people go and do SBCs, and I do think that can make prices rise. But again, if people are spending more coins on SBCs, that could also make some of the rest of the market dip. We'll just have to see how that goes. But that's why I like fodder as an investment. Also, the box-to-box plus max 83 rated center mid evolution is dropping today. And the gritty. Guys, the gritty is back. It was a nice, enjoyable beginning to FC26 without the gritty. It is going to be coming back today, and you are going to be seeing it everywhere. There is that setting, by the way. I think if you really don't want to see the gritty, you can turn it off and not see your opponent's celebrations and just see like your team or something like that. So just to make that known, that is out there as well. So that's the biggest part of content today. Watch out for that right around the content drop. Also today on Tuesday, what we are expecting before we get into a couple more leaks, we've got a SBC probably incoming today, whether it's Agurd and Gay as like a player pick duo, either Bethune. Those are the last ones that we have left, actually. All of these other ones have been released. So it's one of these 3 today, but the Agurd and the Gay, again, is a player pick, so be on the watch for that. And then, speaking of more fodder, the 80 plus times 5 pack goes away today, and we should get something else to replace this. Remember, the first time around it was what, an 83 plus, and this is now an 80 plus times 5. Hopefully they keep it something similar to this, like an 81.5 or something like that would be really, really nice. A pack with some substance and not just one, player inside of it, like an 83 plus pack. Give us, like an 82 by 5 would be super dope. So watch out for that. Also, there should be a new rush points objective and a new rush game mode today. For those of you who are trying to grind out all the packs possible and get some rush going, I'm probably not getting this done this week personally, but there will be a new mode and a new weekly rush objective refresh there. Last thing we got to discuss in the video today, guys. Team 2 for Ratings Reload has already been leaked, with the most obvious leak of all time, though. Because, well, again, what does EA always do? If there's a Ronaldo on a promo team, there's a Messi in the next one. Messi is leaked for Ratings Reload Team number 2, and that has made his gold card go up a little bit in price. Not a whole lot, but it is up a bit. Selling the hype, okay? What we've learned big time through the last week is out-of-packs investing is still good. Prices still go up on these cards. Well, Messi's actually not up that much right now, but sell into the hype 100% all the time with the situation. Same thing if you're investing in somebody who's maybe going into Team of the Week too, like a Kimmich or a Rodrigo, or some people thought that Messi would be in Team of the Week too. It's not looking likely now, but make sure you sell those cards in the hype as well. There's 3 players leaked. It is Messi, it is Due. This is going to be an interesting card. I wonder if they're going to change his playstyle plus. In this prediction, Foot Sheriff has shown him with Game Changer instead of his Trickster. Maybe they'll change that there. And the last leaked player that we have for Team 2 right now is Yildiz. Of course, he's got the Inform card. That card is tanking right now in the market. Second promo version of Yildiz of the year. So Yildiz, Due, and Messi are coming in Ratings Reload Team 2. Very, very early leaks for those cards, which is pretty crazy to see that news out there already. But that's something for the end of the week, I guess, but something that we're talking about now since it is applicable to the news that came out today. But again, guys, let me know in the comments. Like, I don't want to ask how many coins did you lose because, you know, that's not fun. But I know a lot of us lost coins. Some of us, you know, maybe did not lose coins because playing untradeable is always the best way to go. And that's the way that I personally run my team. But even if you're trading and trying to make and invest coins, you probably ended up losing some too. But just tell me how you're feeling about the market, guys, because I know that EA is going to be watching this video, and I know there's going to be a lot of critical feedback, kind of rightfully so, after how this market has crashed, because, you know, some of the stuff they can probably anticipate and other stuff they can't. But, you know, it's kind of on them to deliver upon the promises that they set out, or the wishes at least that they set out, and saying that this year the promo power curve was going to move slower and that market player prices and cards would be a little bit longer lasting. So let me know how you guys feel about that. Does it detract from you wanting to play the game at all? I hope, you know, that, you know, you can obviously do like what I was saying and make the turnaround mentally and be like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready after losing coins to like get back out there and, you know, get more investments going, get on the market. But anyways, I'm yapping at this point. I will see you guys this stream today on Tuesday. We'll be looking at the market. We'll see what happens, make some investments, make some buys, and of course, open our pre-season reward packs. If you guys enjoyed this video, once again, drop a thumbs up on it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you. I'll see you guys in the stream today. It's been Native. Peace out. Scuffed ending. It's been TheFutAccountant. Peace out.